when we speak about happy hour, so there's a lot of reasons why happy hour does not actually bring happiness. The first reason, of course, is alcohol. Alcohol on a neurological chemical level is actually considered a depressant, means it actually makes us, it brings us down. It makes us sleepy, it makes us dull, it slows everything down. So on that chemical level, alcohol is dulling us. Alcohol is pulling us away from that inner Shakti, that inner Ojas, that inner energy. And that's just chemically. Whether you're drinking alcohol at home, whether you're drinking alcohol on the street, whether you're drinking alcohol in happy hour in some bar, it doesn't matter. In every place, alcohol, by chemical, the nature of the chemical of alcohol is, it is what we call a central nervous system depressant. That's what alcohol is. So number one, the alcohol itself literally slows everything down. Now in the beginning, for the first 5 minutes, people think it feels good because they were stressed and tense in the office. They come, they drink, and suddenly their body goes, like they're starting to become dull. But in the first moment, it makes people in ignorance think, oh, that feels good because I was hyper, now I am slow. Yes, but it's not actually calm. That's the thing. Because calm is not dull. Calm comes when I'm actually in peace inside. Alcohol does not bring peace, it simply brings dullness. So those are very, very different. Peace comes when from inside I have a connection to my higher self, a connection to love, a connection to truth, a connection to the divine, a connection to my purpose, a connection to all of creation, a connection to the universe. That's what peace comes from. Alcohol just takes our brain cells and makes them very dull. It's why people have a lot of car accidents when they are drinking alcohol. It's why people fall down. They have so much because we lose our balance. We cannot walk properly. We cannot drive properly. We cannot do anything properly. So that's reason number one why happy hour does not bring happiness. Reason number two is you cannot really be happy if it's something that you only do 1 hour a day. Happiness is not something that, if it's deep and it's real, it's not something that I only get for a few minutes a day. Happiness becomes that which actually pervades my life because it's not about the bar with friends. It's not about a movie. It's not about a party. It's not about a raise or a promotion. It's about that internal connection with myself. It's about living my life in service according to my dharma, of being an instrument. As we're told so beautifully, nimitta matram, that instrument of the divine, that vehicle for service, that tool in God's hands, that bhav, that's what brings happiness. When we keep asking ourselves, what for me, what for me, what for me, we're never happy, however much we get. But instead, when we ask ourselves, what through me? What can actually happen here through me? How can I be the medium, the instrument, the tool, the vehicle for service to others? That's when happiness really starts to blossom. So the second reason that happy hour doesn't bring happiness is if it only lasts 60 minutes, it's not real deep happiness. Happiness is something that pervades us. It's a state of who I am. It's an awareness of who I am. It's not like, I'm Sadhviji from this time to this time, and I'm somebody else the rest of the time. Yeah. Right? From 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. I'm Sadhviji, and then 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. I'm, Bob. And then from 5 to 8, I'm Julie. And then, right? Yeah. Who I am 24/7. And when happiness becomes our nature, it doesn't mean that we don't sometimes feel disappointed or that we don't sometimes feel sad. Ye hota hai. That just is because we are humans. And in this human package, sometimes we are sad. Sometimes we are udas, we're disappointed. Hota hai, it happens. But even in that, my nature is still happiness. It's just happiness in the moment is experiencing sadness. Happiness in the moment is experiencing this frustration. But I'm still aware that inside, at the core, who I am is joy, is love, is peace. And that's the connection we have to have. So that's the key. And so it has to be not a happy hour where you end up with a hangover. Because of course that's a third reason why it doesn't actually bring happiness, because whatever it gives you, it leaves you with something much worse that lasts a lot longer. Because hangovers last a lot longer than 1 hour. You have 1 hour happy hour, and then 24 hours hangover. So if it's real happiness, we don't have a hangover. And that's why we need to start letting our happy hours actually become something that charges us through meditation, through prayer, through yoga, through seva, through connection, deep connection. I don't mean Facebook Live, connecting with just our Facebook followers, but a real deep connection with actual living people who are in front of us, feeling the energy, sharing together, being together, loving together. Whatever the relationship may be, maybe it's parents and children, grandparents, maybe friends, best friends, maybe husband, wife, maybe our samaj, mandir samaj, ashram samaj, kirtan, bhajan mandali, whatever the group might be or the connection might be. Having that real connection. That's what actually brings happiness. And using our every minute and every moment to serve, to share, to be that instrument of the divine flow. So if you have happy hours, instead of using them to get drunk and then be hungover and miserable, take that hour and do something that actually is going to bring real happiness. happiness to you. Spend that time meditating, praying, singing, chanting, doing yoga, serving others. Make sandwiches and feed them to people on the street. Do something that serves others, that helps others. That's what's going to bring real happiness to you. And as you do that, you realize that my happiness becomes stable. And it's not about what I have. It's not about what I'm doing. It's not about a pizza party or a movie or, some other enjoyment or some raise or some promotion. But it's actually about the core of who I am, and that I'm able to tap into that all the time. So for our real happiness keys, our real happy hour, it becomes that which then infuses the rest of our day with happiness. So that 1 hour becomes just like charging your batteries, you could say. We charge our batteries in our meditation, in our prayer, in our yoga, in our japa. And then as we stand up off the cushion, off the mat, for the other 23 hours a day, that fragrance of that 1 hour stays with us. And that's where it's also so beautiful, if you're in a family, to have that hour together. Have your separate time as well, but also have family time together, whether it's doing arti together, doing bhajan kirtan together, praying together, doing some seva together. Whatever it is, but some beautiful way of coming together as a family in connection with the divine, but in connection also together with the divine. It'll really deepen those relationships, whether it's a husband and wife, whether it's parents and children, grandparents, friends, your samaj. Make sure that there's time together where you're singing and you're praying and you're chanting and you're meditating and you're serving. It'll bring you much more joy, and it'll also bring a strength and a power and a depth to your connection with each other.